I want you guys to mark your calendars and remember today, because this day is the day. This is the moment. And Terence Bud Crawford, he just planted the flag in that moment. It's the boxing revolution.
Crawford, widely regarded as the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet, has drawn a hard line that nobody expected. He's made it unmistakably clear that he's not writing a $300,000 check, and he's certainly not offering apologies to anyone. For Bud, this battle goes far beyond money, sanctioning fees, or politics. It's about principle. It's about dignity. He's standing toe-to-toe with the powers that run the sport, fully prepared to risk everything to prove that his integrity cannot be bought, bullied, or bent, or...
It's free! How you love that? $180,000 free. How much your belt cost? I wonder, how much your belt cost? Huh? I don't see no receipts on your belt. It's crazy. Y'all be having so much taxes on these belts. You got some nerves. It's crazy that you can sit up there and have all these belts. You know, you got the WBC silver, the WBA intern, the whatever belt y'all got, and you taxing these fighters every time they fight, and you claim that you for these fighters. You're not for these fighters. You probably worse than the promoters. But hey, I wish you the best, you know? I wish you the best, you and your company.
The headlines exploded this morning. Terence Crawford has been officially stripped of his WBC super middleweight title. But if you think this is just a boring administrative error or a missed deadline, you are missing the real story. This is a full-blown rebellion. Crawford didn't just lose the belt, he threw it back in their faces with a viral rant that has exposed the dark, greedy underbelly of boxing politics.
Mauricio, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Because everybody in the world know you was going for Canelo. You was mad that I beat Canelo. It's okay. It happens, you know? But if you a real fan of the sport, you would have, you know, said congratulations instead of having that little smirk on your face, all mad and pouting. But listen, though. You should have took the money, and you should have been thankful and grateful that I was rocking your belt around as your champion. As your champion, the WBC champion. The undisputed champion at that. But you want to make it about you. You want to say, oh, well, you stripping me. Like, I've been stripped before. The IBF just stripped me when I was at 147. Doesn't matter. I'm still considered the undisputed champion. I'm still the champion in the division. Because you know why? The only belt that's recognizable as the champion is the ring belt, baby. That's the #1 belt in the division. That trumps all.
To understand why Crawford is so furious, we have to examine this through the perspective of the man who took the belt away, WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman. According to the WBC, they believed they were actually the good guys in this scenario. Usually, when a fighter wins a massive unification bout, the sanctioning bodies take a hefty cut of the purse, typically around 3%. On a $50 million payday, that fee would have been astronomical, easily clearing $1 million just for the privilege of fighting for the green belt. Sulaiman claims he maneuvered behind the scenes to do Crawford a massive favor. He went on record stating that the organization agreed to slash the fee down to just 0. 6% in their eyes, asking for $300,000 from a $50 million pot was a bargain, a friendly handshake deal designed to help the fighter out. Sulaiman sat by the phone expecting a thank you note or a wire transfer. Instead, he received total radio silence. When the deadline passed and the money didn't show up, Suleiman publicly called it a slap in the face, arguing that Crawford's refusal to pay wasn't simply about money. It was a personal insult to the organization that championed him.
A very clear 0.6%, which is $300,000, with $225,000 going to the Jose Sulaiman Boxers Fund, which is to help former fighters in need. And it is just regrettable. Not even a thank you or I'm sorry, taking a different route. No response. I wish him the best. But this is not. The WBC is huge, it's great. It's about greatness. And I'm really...
The headlines erupted this morning. Terence Crawford was officially stripped of his WBC super middleweight crown. But if you think this is some dull clerical mishap or a simple missed deadline, you're missing the essence of the story. This is an outright revolt. Crawford didn't merely surrender the belt, he hurled it back at them in a viral tirade exposing the dark, greedy machinery of boxing politics. Mauricio, I still appreciate you very much, though.
I see Mauricio, got a lot to say about me not paying him $300,000 plus another $100K something for sanction fees, right? Then he gonna tell me I ain't even apologize. Like, who the fuck you think I am? Boy, you better slap your fucking self. Ain't paying your ass shit. Fuck you talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any other sanctioned bodies? Huh? Answer that question. What makes you better than the WBO, the IBF, or the WBA? Everybody accepted what I was giving them. But you, the WBC, think that you better than everybody, don't you? So since you, the WBC, and you got the fucking green belt, which don't mean fucking shit. Fucking real belt is the ring belt, which is free, motherfucker. What are you talking about? You want me to pay you more than the other sanctioned bodies because you feel like you better than them. How in the world all the sanctioned bodies agree to the same amount, but you sit your motherfucking ass up there and say that I need to apologize to you? The fuck? You can take the fuck...
In a video response now surging to millions of views across social media, Crawford stares straight into the camera with unmistakable fury. He isn't reading a rehearsed PR statement. He is unleashing freely. His message is simple yet devastating. Why is the WBC so privileged? He explains that he paid the sanctioning fees for the IBF, the WBO, and the WBA without a single objection. Those organizations accepted his payment and allowed him to move forward. The WBC was the only one extending its hand for more. Crawford poses the question every supporter is asking now: who do you think you are? He accuses the organization of nurturing an ego issue, convinced they stand above the other governing bodies. To Crawford, this wasn't some discounted fee. It was an arbitrary surcharge imposed simply because they knew he had just secured a massive purse. He refused to be coerced into paying a premium merely because the belt is green. Telling Sulaiman directly, at all today, period, I won't apologize.
I'm the motherfucker that's putting my life on the line, not you. You ain't stepping your motherfucking ass in that ring. You or nobody else. You or nobody else. So why should I have to pay to carry your belt? You should be paying me. If you want to be truthful, you should be paying me. I don't see it. It irks my nerves how this dude gets on a plane, gets a hotel suite. Him and his buddies, they go out to dinner, 5-star meals, all that, and Guess who got to pay for it? Us fighters. We paying for y'all to come out here, have the time of y'all life, stay in the best hotels of y'all life, and it's all done on our dime. It's done on our dime. Do that sound right to y'all? It's crazy, ain't it? We the one out there getting battered, knocked upside our head, and every time we step foot in the ring, we gotta pay them a sanction fee like they the government. We getting taxed. It's crazy.
The rant takes a darker turn when Crawford shifts the conversation from the dollar amount to the morality of the entire system. This is where the narrative flips from a contract dispute into something closer to a class war. Crawford highlights the brutal truth of the sport. He is the one absorbing the punches. He is the one risking permanent brain trauma, putting his life on the line every time that bell sounds. Meanwhile, the officials demanding these fees remain positioned at safe distances, living in comfort financed by the blood of the fighters. He paints a vivid, infuriating portrait of boxing executives flying on private jets, sleeping in five-star hotel suites, and dining on the finest meals, all while the athletes endure the physical consequences. He likens the sanctioning bodies to a corrupt government, taxing the workers to sustain the lifestyle of the elite. When he says, "You better slap yourself," he's channeling the frustration of every fighter who has ever felt exploited by the suits in the boardroom. It's a powerful moment because the argument stops being about $300,000 and begins to center on respect for the human sacrifice behind the sport.
And you got the fucking green belt, which don't mean fucking shit. Fucking real belt is the ring belt, which is free, motherfucker. Who you talking about? You want me to pay you more than the other sanction bodies because you feel like you better than them. How in the world all the sanction bodies agree to the same amount, but you sit your motherfucking ass up there and say that I need to apologize to you? The fuck? You can take the fucking belt. It's a trophy anyway. The fuck am I paying you?
Perhaps the most damaging element of this entire saga for the WBC is how Crawford diminishes the value of their product. For decades, the green belt has been promoted as the ultimate prize in boxing, the one every fighter dreams of raising high. But in a single 3-minute video, Crawford dismisses it as a hollow trophy. He tells them they can come retrieve it because it's merely a piece of metal and leather that costs too much to maintain. He then pivots toward the only belt he claims truly matters, the Ring magazine title. His logic is difficult to dispute. The ring belt represents lineage.
Penalty.
Now, since Canelo is no longer a belt holder coming into his next fight, a fight that's still expected to make a lot of money due to Canelo's popularity and ongoing contract with Riyadh season, this means that for the first time in 7 years, not a single sanctioning body will benefit from Canelo's earnings. So the sooner Canelo becomes champion again, the better for them. But for the time being, they'll have to rely on Terence Crawford as their sanctioning fee provider. These sanctioning bodies make a lot of money from Canelo being their champion. Like, why did you think there wasn't any pressure coming from them when Benavidez was Canelo's mandatory? It's because if Canelo lost, then they'll have to rely on Benavidez and his $7 million purses. And if they decide to bully and pressure Canelo, and Canelo says, you know what, screw it, and decides to vacate the belt instead, then it's the same thing. They lose the benefit of a Canelo.
Perhaps the most damaging element of this entire saga for the WBC is how Crawford diminishes the value of their product. For decades, the green belt has been promoted as the ultimate prize in boxing, the one every fighter dreams of raising high. But in a single 3-minute video, Crawford dismisses it as a hollow trophy. He tells them they can come retrieve it because it's merely a piece of metal and leather that costs too much to maintain. He then pivots toward the only belt he claims truly matters, the Ring magazine title. His logic is difficult to dispute. The ring belt represents lineage. It represents being the unquestioned best in the weight class. And importantly, they don't charge sanctioning fees.
Doesn't like.
Terence Crawford had an issue with the WBC this morning. They stripped him at 168 pounds. He was complaining about sanctioning fees and things like that. Just what are your thoughts on that whole issue?
¿Cuál es tu opinión de lo que pasó con Terence Crawford después de la mañana, que lo dejaron sin el cinturón de la CMB por no pagar la tarifa del cinturón?
Bueno, es algo que se tiene que cumplir, como el protocolo de antidopaje con BADA, pero bueno, él sabrá por qué no quiso pagar.
Look, it's something that like it just has to be done, like any protocol, like BADA, for example, right? So it is what it is.
Now, the moment Crawford captures that very belt, he's stripped almost immediately over a disagreement about fees. Crawford calls this blatant favoritism shameful. He believes the organization is resentful that he derailed their prized attraction. In his view, Suleiman and his staff had been quietly rooting for Canelo. And now that Crawford has toppled their cash cow, they are disciplining him with rigid enforcement of rules they willingly ignored for the Mexican icon. It paints an image of a manipulated system where regulations only target fighters the organization refuses to support at all.
For retired boxers.
This is exactly what we're talking about. Fighters, don't adhere to these rules, don't pay these fees, like don't do it, don't fall for it. And then I see in the middle of the show, Nick Khan is on Pat McAfee's show kind of saying the exact same thing. Saying that, like, look, this is a perfect example as to why. I think the quote was something like, what was the quote? I saw it here moments ago. Golly, I saw it. Does anyone have it? There was
the quote is, what we're looking to do with the Muhammad Ali Revival Act is presenting a different option for boxers. We'll have our own ranking systems and the champion will fight the number one contender. Let's do things in a credible way. So they're trying to like organize it in a way that, you know, there's one singular belt, there's a ranking system, UFC.
However, before we frame Crawford as the flawless martyr in this saga, there is a twist that many of his supporters may have overlooked. As the internet debates the fallout, some sharp-eyed sleuths on forums like Reddit have highlighted a specific detail regarding that $300,000 fee. Reports indicate that a substantial portion of that sum, allegedly around $225,000, was earmarked for a particular initiative, the WBC's charitable fund dedicated to supporting retired fighters.
Turkey. I hope y'all get that done, man. I hope y'all get that done so we can all see, you know, people face like this guy, you know, go away from boxing because they ruin the sport with all these antics that they do. You know, they got they ranking systems when people be mandatories for years, like Benavidez. Yeah. You know, they don't strip these fighters, but I give credit to the IBF. They stripped me. They ain't even give me time. They stripped me, pop me, even though I wasn't, you know, coming back down the weight, but, you know, they handled their business. They did what they were supposed to do. The WBC, you ain't never see them strip no Canelo.
Crawford is wagering his legacy on the belief that fans know who the real champion is, no matter what hardware sits around his waist. He walked away with $50 million, his pride intact, and the Ring Magazine title, leaving the WBC with an empty belt and a full-blown public relations mess. It forces us to ask, in today's boxing landscape, do the belts define the fighter, or does the fighter define the belts? Crawford has unquestionably made his decision. So, that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.